really thrilled with the turnout of 48 difference makers in this community have given their time to us in order to support hospice and our goal of selling out over 1,000 tickets in one day. We have also had the whole community come out and support us. It's unbelievable just the care and compassion that the community gives back to us at hospice. So I really just want to say how grateful I am to the community and all they do. I'm Donna, the Executive Director of the Prince George Hospice Society. Selling out the dream home really means that we're allowed to do what we need to do, which is support people in our community, either at end of life or with their grief or caregiver support, whatever it is they need to unburden some of their feelings. That's what we do at hospice. And this dream home allows us to do it. So again, we are so grateful to the support the community gives us.
Hospice is very important in the medical community. Many of our patients require hospice care, not just for end-of-life care, but for respite as well. So we see patients who are ill with cancer, maybe have end-stage disease, who may be very elderly with things like dementia, as well as people who might have been very injured from accidents. They may all need hospice care, and their families all can come to hospice and support them there. So please support the 2021 Hospice Dream Home so that we can make hospice lost in our community, make it such a service it provides to not just the patients, but to the families, to give them the support that they require.
At some time in our lives, we'll all be touched by the need for end-of-life care, and this is an incredibly important community service.
It's an amazing organization. We support them. We want you to do the same.
I support hospice because hospice supports families, supports people in the north.
I support hospice because it's one of those organizations in our community that's really unparalleled when it comes to making an impact on people's lives. Hospice affects people at their most vulnerable and painful times and makes it just that much easier.
The reason it's important to support hospice is because it helps out a lot of families in Prince George. They get into challenging times and it really helps them with comfort.
2 years ago I lost my dad in April, and he spent his last couple weeks in hospice. The service, the staff, and the actual place itself is a wonderful place and a great resource for Prince George.
It's really important to me. I had a close friend that I coached hockey with for years that actually needed hospice services, and it really touched my heart. There's such a great organization, a great foundation, and I'm here to support them, to keep it here for all of us in the future.
Hospice does such amazing things in our community, so it's only just our time to be able to give back to them.
I think we're incredibly blessed to have a freestanding hospice house in Prince George. Our family and many of our friends have had a connection and experience at Hospice House. It's a place of compassion, care, and kindness.
I am more than honored to be here today to help this amazing cause and this wonderful group of people that make such a huge difference in our community for people at their greatest time of need.
I think this is really important for us to support this because it is a community necessity for our friends and family.
It really is a place where you feel at home. It brings comfort to family, it brings comfort to the patient, and that's important.
Hospice is very important to me because of what it does for the community of Prince George.
It's really super important to support Hospice Prince George because of the work that they do in our community.
Hospice is so important, and your help is also so important.
I support Hospice House because I've had to use it before with my grandma. Great palliative care and a very compassionate group of staff.
Hospice is just one of those entities in Prince George that does so much. They care about the people, they care about the individuals, they care about the families, they care about the last moments of a person's life, and you can't put a value on that.
It's the most comforting place to be at the most horrible time in people's lives.
So it provides them with a warm, welcoming space to say goodbye, and I hope that if I ever am going through that, or someone I love, that they'll be there for me and my family too.
I like to support the hospice because it is just such a great service for people who are at a very, very difficult time in your life. It is one of the hardest things you could ever do to lose someone, and having this wonderful charity there to help really make it easier to transition through those hard times is just unbelievable.
We can't wait for other people to support communities like this. We need to step up and do our part to make sure that things like the Hospice Society are able to thrive. So just in case, God forbid, we ever need them or anybody we love ever needs them, that they have the same support that they're offering us.
When families have loved ones that are facing end of life, there's a lot of things that go on around, and you know, probably the most important thing is just to be a family and to be there with your loved one, and that's what Hospice House provides for these families that have their loved ones that are facing end of life. Is that moment, that time where they can just focus on being together and being a family.
On behalf of the entire team here at the Prince George Hospice Society, thank you so much to all our celebrity ticket sellers, and thank you so much for everyone who supported this event.